Doug Ford's government or his party is putting out an attack ad in the middle of a pandemic and that your party is trying to profit from it.
Right. First of all, I have been very clear from the beginning of this pandemic that my focus is on supporting Canadians through this. Ontarians are going through an extremely difficult time right now, whether it was the challenges in long-term care homes for incredibly vulnerable seniors, whether it's the current spike in cases in the GTA and elsewhere. We are focused on supporting. We are focused on sending the kind of help necessary. We're accelerating rapid tests. Our focus is on entirely on supporting Ontarians right now. But I recognize that the pressures that are on all Ontarians and that leaders are under under a certain amount of stress right now. And some will choose to point fingers and lay blame and even engage in personal attacks. That's not my approach, and that's not, quite frankly, what Ontarians need. I'm going to stay focused on working with Doug Ford and his government on delivering for Canadians as concretely as possible. Last week, in my conversation with Premier Ford, I highlighted that indeed, if he has concerns around borders, we can look at, and we are more than willing to look at, the people coming into Ontario right now. As people know, we have shut down the borders to all but essential workers and a limited number of exceptions. We are happy, as I offered to Doug Ford, to look at those exceptions and further restrict it. I offered on ending international students' arrivals in Ontario. I offered around temporary foreign workers and agricultural workers. We offered to look at the compassionate exceptions. There is proportionately a very small number of people compared to past years coming into Ontario every day, but there is more we can do. And as I said last week when I sat here, Doug Ford asked me to restrict international students. There's been about 30,000 international students come into Ontario over the past months because they were approved by the Ontario government. If the Ontario government wants to do more to restrict the volume of people coming into Ontario, we are more than happy to work with them on it. But it's been a week since we've received that request directly from the Premier that they haven't followed up on, except with personal attacks, which doesn't make sense and quite frankly won't help Ontarians.